about Sophie Cunningham, and I guess by default somehow Angel Reese, but I mean, leave it to Angel Reese fans to somehow twist this into some kind of a diss when it was actually sort of a compliment.
Okay, get this. The biggest WNBA scandal right now. It's all about a joke, a literal joke about salad. Yep, you heard me correctly. Sophie Cunningham made one tiny comment and boom, Angel Reese fans absolutely lost their minds, sending the internet into full meltdown mode, somehow twisting everything into Sophie's just jealous. Seriously, what do you think? Harmless humor or total disrespect? Let me tell you what actually went down. Sophie Cunningham, you know, the Indiana Fever guard, Arby's deal queen, fan favorite, one of the most recognizable faces in the entire WNBA, was just filming a chill TikTok about her diet restrictions. She casually mentioned she can't eat gluten anymore. And then get this, she laughed and said, "Guess I'll have to become a Victoria's Secret model. Call me Angel Reese."
A huge one I forgot to mention is gluten, which is in every carb pretty much possible. And I know they make like gluten-free stuff, but that shit tastes weird to me. I can still eat chicken. That's good. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be kind of turning into a rabbit. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to turn into a Victoria's Secret model. Call me Angel Reese.
That's literally it. That one line. And within minutes, Angel Reese fans went completely utterly off the rails, somehow turning a 10-second joke about food into a full-blown federal investigation, because apparently saying "call me Angel Reese" is now the ultimate insult. So let's just slow down for a second, because clearly Twitter forgot how to handle context. Angel Reese, yes, the one who just walked the Victoria's Secret runway, has exploded into a global phenomenon. She's crushing brand deals, starring in commercials, landing modeling gigs, hosting podcasts, you name it. So when Sophie made that reference, it was so obviously a playful shout-out, a nod to Reese's massive modeling success. But nope, that perfectly logical interpretation just wasn't enough for the internet's self-appointed detectives.
Hey, Angel Reese fans believe that, y'all ain't gonna believe this, believe that Sophie Cunningham, of all people, needs to name drop Angel Reese.
The comment section.
Immediately, comment sections just exploded. Jealous little blonde? She's cloud chasing. Keep Angel's name out your mouth. I mean, bro, Sophie didn't even say anything remotely mean. It's truly wild the second anyone even mentions Angel Reese. Her fan base instantly transforms into the FBI, launching a full-scale investigation. One fan even had the audacity to say, "Oh, she's trying to get attention off Angel's name." Are you serious right now? Sophie Cunningham, who has a national ad campaign, millions of followers, and her own endless WNBA highlight reels, needs clout from Angel Reese? Come on, let's be real here. Give me a break.
She's a 6-foot-tall, beautiful-ass blonde. You think she needs to name drop Angel Reese for clout? You've got to be joking. Look at all these modeling opportunities, all this stuff she was doing before she even got to the Fever. Nah, y'all mad. Blonde hair, blue eyes, white. Let's be real. That's what it is.
This woman literally has an Arby's endorsement deal. She's out here on national TV saying we have the meats, and you're telling me she's desperate for TikTok clicks. Please. But of course, logic doesn't exist on social media, so naturally, the headlines started flooding in. Sophie Cunningham shades Angel Reese, jealousy in the WNBA, and my personal favorite, racial tension erupts over comment. How on earth did we go from a joke about gluten to full-blown race relations in 10 seconds flat? This is the core problem with modern WNBA Twitter right now. Fans are so obsessed, so desperate for drama, they'll twist literally anything into a rivalry. And let's be totally honest, a huge part of this comes down to optics. A blonde, white, supremely confident Sophie Cunningham makes one playful comment and instantly, people assume malice because that's just how everything gets framed nowadays. Not by actual intent, but purely by identity.
Headline, quote, "Just a clout-chasing, jealous little girl." Jealous of what? Oh, but the fast food. Okay, I mean, Sophie's got an Arby contract, so yeah. I mean, what are we doing?
You could almost predict it. The second Sophie's name started trending, people immediately began digging up old photos, political takes, even random tweets from 10 years ago, all to meticulously craft this jealous mean girl narrative. Meanwhile, if someone on Angel's side makes a joke about Caitlin Clark or Sabrina Ionescu, it's just playful trash talk. But if Sophie so much as breathes in Angel's direction, suddenly it's a microaggression? It's a joke, guys. And honestly, not even a funny one. And then came the real chaos, the TikTok reactions. Some creators were practically performing Shakespeare over a joke about gluten, claiming she's jealous of Angel's success. She can't stand to see a black woman shine. She's obsessed. Sophie didn't even tag her. She made one passing comment while literally talking about food. But social media thrives on outrage. So once that fire started, everyone rushed to throw gasoline on it, with people even dragging Sophie's looks, her voice, her skin color, all while simultaneously preaching about women supporting women. Honestly, irony died a slow, painful death that day. And here's where the hypocrisy really hits. Sophie has actually praised Angel in past interviews, publicly stating she respects her game, her hustle, and her branding. So this wasn't some hidden beef, it was a casual shout out. But that inconvenient truth doesn't fit the neat victim-villain storyline social media absolutely adores. So now we've got two camps screaming at each other. Angel Reese fans claiming Sophie's jealous and racist, and Fever fans defending Sophie like she's the last sane person on the internet. And the saddest part, neither Angel nor Sophie even seems to care. Angel's out here posting glamorous pictures from Paris, working on huge campaigns, probably hasn't even seen half of this nonsense, while Sophie is focused on training camp rehabbing her injury and probably just laughing at all the noise. The only people truly upset are the fans, the very same people who claim to protect their favorite player by starting World War III on Twitter. Let's be crystal clear, Angel Reese doesn't need random internet warriors fighting her battles online. She's doing just fine, and Sophie Cunningham absolutely doesn't need to shade anyone to stay relevant. She's already one of the league's biggest personality, but logic never gets likes, outrage does. That's why the same accounts bashing Sophie last week were hyping up a fake Reese versus Clark narrative the week before. They don't care who they attack as long as it gets clicks. Now let's talk about how utterly ridiculous the jealousy claim actually is. Because if Sophie is jealous, what exactly is she jealous of? Angel's modeling career. She literally said she wants to get healthier and joked about turning into a model. That's a compliment, not envy. Jealous of her fame. Sophie's got her own massive fan base, her own merch, and endorsement deals outside of basketball. Jealous of the attention. Be real. Sophie's been trending for years because of her attitude, her confidence, and her on-court fire. She doesn't need Angel Reese to stay in the headline. But here's the real reason fans are projecting jealousy. They desperately want to protect the narrative that Angel Reese is untouchable. They've carefully built this queen of the league image, and anytime someone even breathes in her direction, they go into full defense mode. And that, right there, is the problem. You can't build a healthy fan culture if every single joke, compliment, or mention instantly spirals into a social war. The WNBA already struggles with constant fake rivalries. Reese versus Clark, Clark versus Wilson, Wilson versus Stewart. That's utterly exhausting, and now we're adding Cunningham versus Reese over a comment about carbs. You truly can't make this stuff up. Even analysts started weighing in, with some saying she should have known better. She's what? Bro, she said call me Angel Reese. That's not coded racism. That's literally wordplay. Meanwhile, others rightly defended her, saying, if Angel made that same joke, nobody would care. And they are absolutely right. Context does matter, but only when the internet wants it to. So yeah, we've officially reached the stage where the WNBA can't even have fun anymore. Everyone's walking on eggshells because every single word gets twisted into something political, and all this chaos started because a player made a joke about gluten. You honestly couldn't script a better comedy if you tried. The funniest part about this whole situation is just how far people stretched it. It went from a small TikTok to full-blown think pieces about representation in sport. Like, calm down, nobody was writing an essay. Sophie was literally talking about food and allergies. But social media doesn't want peace, it wants chaos, and Angel Reese's fanbase delivers it every single time. The same people who preached protect black women were the ones in the comments saying the most vile things about Sophie. They weren't defending Angel, they were just looking for a reason to hate someone new. It's this weird cult behavior where being loud on Twitter feels like activism. You can't just call every blonde athlete jealous because it gets you likes. That's not protecting anybody. That's just bullying and fancy packaging. And of course the media played their part, with sports outlets dropping headlines like Sophie Cunningham sparks controversy with Angel Reese comment, using the trick where they never show the full video, just that one sentence clipped out. That's how they make money. They turn normal moments into fake fights, and fans fall for it every single time. Then came the Think Peace Brigade on TikTok. You know, the ones sitting in their car with dramatic background music, talking like they just uncovered a government conspiracy. See, what Sophie meant was actually deeper. No, it wasn't. She meant exactly what she said, nothing more. But if you tell people that, they get bored, and boredom doesn't get clicks. One person even made a compilation calling Sophie obsessed with Angel because she likes to post about her. Bro, liking a post doesn't make you obsessed. It's called scrolling. People on the internet are out here doing FBI-level investigations on who double-tapped what. It's honestly getting embarrassing. And you know what makes this work? Angel Reese herself probably couldn't care less. She's out here doing shoots, interviews, partnerships, making bank. She's not sitting on TikTok crying about who mentioned her name. She's doing what stars do, staying booked and busy. But her fan base seems determined to turn her into a fragile flower who can't handle a compliment. And then you've got Sophie. She could have clapped back. She could have gone full savage and roasted half of Twitter. Instead, she just went quiet. That's power. She doesn't need to argue with strangers who can't tell the difference between sarcasm and shade. She's used to this. She's been dealing with hate since college. She's confident, outspoken, and yeah, she's got that in-your-face energy that makes some people uncomfortable. But here's a little truth bomb. That's exactly why the Fever signed her. Because she doesn't crumble under pressure. Because she plays with fire. Because she gets people talking. And right now, she's trending again for the exact same reason. Confidence triggers people. The whole situation basically proves one thing. Logic truly doesn't exist online. If Sophie said Angel looks amazing, people would still find a reason to get mad. They'd say, oh, she's being fake. If she said nothing, they'd say she's jealous. There's simply no winning when fans are addicted to outrage. And let's not pretend this doesn't have layers of hypocrisy. Angel Reese herself talks trash all the time. She waves, she taunts, she flexes. That's part of her brand. And honestly, it's entertaining. But the moment someone else makes a light joke about her, it's suddenly disrespect. The double standard is absolutely wild. It's like fans want her to be untouchable. Like she can say anything, but nobody can even say her name. That's not respect. That's idol worship. And it's turning the league into a circus, where every little comment becomes a fake rivalry, completely distracting from the actual basketball. Meanwhile, Sophie's getting called racist, jealous, washed, basic, all because she said, "Call me Angel Reese." That's not even shade. That's literally a compliment about how good Angel looks. How do you twist a compliment into an insult? You have to really want to be mad to pull that off. Some fans even started digging into old WNBA beefs to keep the drama alive. They were dragging Caitlin Clark's name into it, talking about the white girl alliance. Bro, nobody mentioned Clark. Nobody mentioned race. You did. And that's the thing. The people yelling the loudest about diversity are usually the ones bringing race into every single discussion. You'd think they'd be tired by now. Every month, it's a new feud. Angel versus Caitlin. Caitlin versus Wilson. Wilson versus Stewart. And now it's Sophie versus Angel. All of it. Fake. All of it. Twitter manufactured. It's exhausting. The players themselves don't even interact that way. They play, they compete, they move on. The fans are the ones turning every post into a war zone. It's honestly kind of sad because this league could use more personalities like Sophie and Angel. They both bring energy, they both get people talking, but instead of appreciating that, fans want to pit them against each other for clout. And here's the truth, nobody wants to say out loud. Part of why fans hate Sophie is because she doesn't apologize for being herself. She's loud, she's confident, she talks trash, and she happens to fit the kind of image the media usually doesn't know how to handle in women's sport. She's not fake, humble. She's not begging for approval. That makes people nervous. Meanwhile, Angel's fans act like she's above criticism, which, spoiler alert, she's not. You can like Angel Reese and still admit her fans go overboard sometimes. That's not hate, that's reality. But reality doesn't trend. Drama does. So the fan accounts keep pumping out fake outrage clips. You'll see a tweet with 100,000 likes that says Sophie Cunningham just shaded Angel Reese again. You click it, and it's literally the same clip from last week. They're recycling drama like it's a Netflix reboot. It's become its own economy. You post fake beef, get engagement, maybe a sponsorship. You play to the fan bases, make them fight, and watch the numbers go up. The fans think they're defending someone, but they're really just working free PR for click farm accounts. And honestly, it's destroying what makes the WNBA fun. The players are entertaining enough without fans making everything toxic, but now it feels like nobody can joke anymore. Every time someone opens their mouth, they've got to think, will this end up on Twitter with 10,000 quote tweets calling me problematic? It's exhausting to watch. At some point, someone's got to call it what it is: insecurity. Angels fans aren't mad about the joke. They're mad because someone outside their little circle got attention, and they can't stand that Sophie's getting brand deals, trending clips, and national attention. The same stuff they said the white players could never get. Now that she's proving them wrong, they can't handle it. So there you have it, a gluten joke turned into a full internet meltdown. Angel Reese fans lost it, Sophie Cunningham kept winning, and Twitter got their daily dose of fake drama. What do you think? Was Sophie out of line, or are fans just losing their minds? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe for more.